this is. Zero martial training. This is Joe, that's zero martial training. We're going to look at something called a whip. It helps deliver force all the way from the ground, all the way throughout, and there's different levels of which you can use it, from just fast punching all the way to absolute devastating power. Now we're going to start looking at something called whip or wave. It's a way to bring the power from the ground all the way up through to the fist. This also goes along with the joint focus. So just to start the whip, we can look at it from the simplest form, right? So this is more of a quick punch. So you just nice, relax, elbow up, right? You just create that whip out, all right? Then, like I said before, we add the joints, right? The shoulder comes in. So if I'm kind of loose, right? So it comes forward, elbow up, boom. So we go with this. Okay. Now we're going to add another principle to this, which is negative side. So this is where the other shoulder comes in, right? You're pulling, right? It's like a pull push. It's like you grab a bar and pull yourself in. Helps with, just increasing the power. All right. So this pull back with the forward, again, it's a whip through. All right. So as the more joints we add until we get to the ground, this is where it becomes more devastating. All right. You can use the whips for a quick jab, quick whatever, just whip it out, right? Use that whip type idea where your muscles are nice and relaxed. On impact is when you tense, right? To get that force, because you're also going to be receiving the negative end of that force that you project out. It's going to come back into you. All right. So now we add the hip. All right. All right. You see how this is not coming through, whipping out. All right. And we add another hip, shoulder, out. All right. Pulling back, pushing, pulling, pushing up. All right. Increase the power a great deal. All right. Now we add from the knee through to the heel, through to the ball of the foot. All right. Project here, going outwards, the toes pointing forward, not doing this stuff. Now the whole body's moving forward and the whole body whips out. Right. And that can be projected anyway. So the main driving force as far as direction of striking and stuff like that is done through the hips. All right. So being able to be in control of your hips helps with everything. The more control of your hips, even the better you get at dancing. So if I bring my hip around, that is going to create a hook. If I just project it forward, that creates just the front strike, jab, right? If I want to do an uppercut, check my hip up for that uppercut. Up, uppercut. Downward strike, hip goes down. Pulls everything else with it. Again, the joints, pulling, pushing. It's all there, the whip, all right? So a very basic way you can practice this is just make your arms limp and just kind of just go like this, right? So the hips are driving, the hips move the legs automatically. So the reason we practice our footwork first is so that the feet know what they're doing naturally, right? They'll naturally position themselves because it feels good to do it properly, right? But the hips will project whichever direction. So you can even look at it as you can put your arms up and drop down, and drop down, right? So it's just creating that looseness, and then it just explodes up, right? In whichever direction you happen to be pointing your hips, that's where that whip will then land, right? The farther down you hold the whip, the more curl and snap. So the farther down it comes, the more powerful it is, all right? And there's a difference between a simple quick punch and a full wind-up punch, all right? So you use those to your discretion based on your positioning. If your opponent's damaged already and there's an opportunity for a more full wind-up punch, all right? And Again, toes pointing, you got that negative side in there, and we call this the whip or the wave, and it really just helps bring all that power flowing through and out.